Today we're making some witchy pink and black decor pieces with a dark cottagecore vibe using Dollar Tree finds. DIY number 1, Spellbound in pink. So this is a sheet of tissue paper and it is cut just a tiny bit smaller than this. This is just an 8.5 by 11 piece of cardstock. And I got this roll-on adhesive from Hobby Lobby, but Dollar Tree does sell these as well. And I went around all the outside edges. It wants to get snagged up on me here. And it works kind of like those whiteout rollers, but it's a strip of this adhesive that goes down. I get around all the edges, and then I lay it down the rest of the way. And go from the center out, so you don't get it all bunched up in the middle. And we just run that through the printer, and I'm cutting this away from where the glue is so I can get it off. A little stuck on the top there. Now, I printed these on tissue paper because I wanted to do a crackle effect on my boards here, but it didn't work. But you'll see what happens here. We just have to pivot. It's not the end of the world. It's frustrating, but... So we're going to paint both of these with black chalk paint, first of all. Sometimes the crackle just doesn't work. I don't know if my timing was off. I don't know what happened, but both boards, both of them failed. I was like, what is going on? So before we get going, we're going to add a hanger to the back. This is a little E6000. You see I put 2 dots. And I'm going to put a little bit of hot glue, one in between the dots and one at the bottom. Or it's the top, and yeah, I've got it upside down. And this is some black jute. Lay that in the glue, then we'll repeat putting the glue in the same spot on top of the twine. Add more hot glue there, and this is just a little piece of felt, and we press that down into the glue. And that hot glue will help hold it in place so you can continue and allow that E6000 to cure in its own time. So here I've got my Elmer's glue and my pink sky paint, and like I said, I went through this whole process and it did not crackle. And this happened before. I believe I have a video where the same thing happened, and we dry it for 30 seconds and we add our paint. Everything seemed to be going perfectly, and the thicker the paint, the larger the areas between the crackles you get. And that's what I was going for, because I wanted the crackles to show through the tissue to look like it was crackled all the way through the image, which is a really nice look, but it didn't crackle. You see, I'm drying, no crackles. So before it's completely dry, I just take my putty knife and I just scrape away the paint that's still halfway wet. And it's a really cool look, but the images came out darker than I wanted because more black was showing. So there's that. You know, if I had known I wasn't going to have a crackle, I may have just printed them on cardstock. But they're very pretty. They're just, the image kind of melts into the black. The one of the images, the cat image, is a little too dark. But so once that's all dry, we're going to seal this with Mod Podge. And we're going to use the little hobby iron to dry transfer. So first I'm going to take a little water. I want to be precise across the top because her hat's already cut off. And I don't want to lose any of that. And a little water with a tiny paintbrush helps a lot to easily tear the paper so you don't get off track. And there's little tiny pieces where there's still white showing. And I'm just going to use my fingernail, pluck those off. And the rest of it doesn't have to be so precise. And I have to cut the bottom off a little bit to get it to fit on my board anyway, so we're not as worried about it on the rest of it. And then we do the same down the sides. Now you see how dark it is, and it's not even ironed down yet. So this is parchment paper. You have to have that if you're going to use the hot iron, because if you just go on it with your iron, you're going to get glue all over it, and you're gonna have a mess. And the heat reactivates the Mod Podge without making it wet again. And it seals down your image. And we just slowly keep going over it and make sure you get the edges down. Those damn edges, I swear. Yeah, the parchment paper won't stick to your project, and it protects your iron and your image. So just keep going over it and checking that corner again. Edges will get you every time. But yeah, you see how dark that is. Now they're very pretty, and in person they look okay, but yeah, I was a little disappointed that my crackle didn't work. But you know, I went to all that trouble of printing them on tissue. I wish I had done the crackle attempt first, because I might not have gone to all that trouble. Now the witch doesn't turn out so dark. You can see her just fine. It's a daggone cat. But it's very pretty. It's a very cool look how it kind of melts into the background. But yeah, it came out a little dark. So I've just got some black chiffon ribbon, and I'm tying just tying it in a regular old knot, make a little bow. And I've got some dusty pink chiffon ribbon. I got that from Amazon, and it's beautiful, but it's not as good a quality as the other kind I have. It wants to just kind of shred when you're working with it. So, but it's very pretty. I just got to be a little more delicate with it, I guess. And I've got two different pink shades, and I'm going to put one of each on either side of the black piece, and just give it a little character up on the hanger there, so it's not just black twine. And I'm going to do the same for the other one. Yeah, I picked up this pink sky paint at Walmart, and I'm like, oh, I just love it. So I decided I was going to have a pink themed video here. So you see, I just laid those pieces of ribbon on top of each other and folded them in half. And I'm going to add a little bit of Spanish moss. And this is a little skinny piece of the chiffon ribbon. They come in rolls with that little piece tying them together. So I use those. I wish they'd send me a whole bag of those. You know. And we're just going to separate the loops from each other, coming out from behind the moss there. And I make a second one for the other one. And we just hot glue those to the top corner. Yeah, look, oh, he's so dark. And my reveal, I brightened it up a little bit in the editing so you could see it better. But yeah, I was kind of bumming on that. But they're pretty. DIY number 2, Gothic Bloom. This is just a quick, easy, fun one. This is a Dollar Tree frame. And this is the little glass panel. And that's just a Halloween napkin. It doesn't matter, you know, if there's a pattern on your napkin or not, because I'm going to paint it anyway. And I like to use the glass, even if I don't want to use it as intended. Then that way it's back in the frame. You don't have to worry about disposing of glass, because that's a pain in the butt. We have to go to a transfer station around here. We don't have trash pickup, so... So I just glue that napkin to the front, and then I'm just going to fold it over the edges. And I just do this in one piece, because it'll get a nice wrinkled effect with that wet Mod Podge. And then we just paint it black. And this is a similar to the crumpled tissue paper, but you get a heavier texture. And then I'm going to take my pink sky and paint the frame. Yeah, the little Dollar Tree frames are fun. You get them for, I think the frames are still $1.25 at my Dollar Tree, it seems. And I'm going to take a lighter pink, that's like ballet slipper pink, and dry brush that to pick up the texture. And here's my image. I'm going to take a small chip brush and some black paint and blacken the edges. And then I'm going to go around and distress just a little bit to blend that black edge. And we're just gonna Mod Podge this image to the front of the glass that we added all that nice texture to. This is just a simple one, but that little picture is just so pretty. Like an old Victorian looking pot with those pretty pink flowers. And then we're just going to dry brush a little black over that pink frame. This is a great color because it's not blasting pink. Plus you tone down the pink with the little bit of black dry brush in it. It's just very nice. And we just put the frame back together as normal. It's a little tighter because it's got that napkin wrapped on it and the paint layer of paint or two. Easy peasy. Just turn a cheap little thing into something really pretty. It's a lot of fun. And that one's done. DIY number 3, Through the Veil. Now this little frame is just straight up raw NDF. So I had to use a lot of Mod Podge. And this is pieces of napkin that I tore into strips. This was a stretched canvas art thing at Dollar Tree. It had this really ugly picture on it. But I just removed the canvas and had that little frame. And I finally figured out something to do with it, because I have another one laying around here somewhere too, but I thought, well, these would be fun to do something with. But yeah, they're just raw NDF, so you got to do something with them. More than paint them. So we're just going to go around, a little Mod Podge, and these strips of tissue, or, I'm sorry, napkin. And just cover that all up, give it some nice texture. And it firms it up as well, once you do all these layers of paper and Mod Podge. Because it was kind of rickety, you know, it's stapled together on the corners, but it's Dollar Tree, you know, what do you want? So, and of course we're going to paint this with our pink sky. And this was, I think I had to do 2 coats. But once you put the texture on there, it takes the paint better. If you were just painting right on that NDF, it would soak it up so bad you'd have to do 6 layers of paint. And we're going to dry brush with black, a little tiny chip brush here, and pick up all that nice napkin texture. And this is some creepy cloth that I just wrapped around this thing. I was just kind of playing with it, trying to figure out what to do. I knew I wanted to put some creepy cloth and some roses on here. So I'm going back and forth, and now I figure out where I want it. I'm going to take some hot glue on the bottom corner here and pull this across nice and tight and try to hold it in place without burning myself. And once that cools, we will trim off the excess. And we're going to add a little more glue and a little piece of felt. Felt works fantastic for things like this because it soaks up the glue and it actually firms it up. It turns it kind of hard and it stays in place. That's why I use it to put the hangers on, because once that felt soaks up that glue, it firms up the felt and it doesn't go anywhere. So we're going to do the same thing on the other end. Pull that across and hold it in place. Of course, my dog's barking and wants out when I'm in the middle of doing a voiceover. Never fails. So I'm going to pause. I'll be right back. Okay, so same as at the other end. Add some more glue on top of the creepy cloth and a little strip of black felt. And I added a couple, 2 or 3 more pieces of black felt to the back just to kind of, you know, even out the back because it's going to be hung on the wall. I have a sawtooth hanger on the back. Now these are those little foam roses that I got off of the little Valentine's rosette bear. And they were painted black currant already. So I just dry brushed my sky pink on the top edges. And this is a little skeleton hand. I used the other hand. I had painted them for a project and it wasn't working out. And I used the one hand for a little potion bottle I did a while back. And this is the other one. So they were already painted, all pretty. and already cut. These were tongs at Halloween. Dollar General and Dollar Tree both had them. And I'm just gluing that up in the corner underneath this creepy cloth. And we'll hide where we have the glue there. Pull that back down. And then I'm just going to add a couple of these flowers. I'm putting the glue kind of on the side of the flower because it needs to glue to the inside of the little frame here. I don't want to just glue it to the creepy cloth. And then this one, I also put the glue on the side and glued it to that first rose. And a little third rosebud, add some glue and get that in there. And then I add a little more to the back just to secure it a little better. And this is just a piece of black crocheted lace ribbon and a little piece of twine, a little skinny craft string from Dollar Tree. This is stretchy. It works okay for doing this. If I had like a big multi-layer, more involved bow, I might not want to fool with it. But for these little quick bows, it works well. Add a little Spanish moss, wrap it around, tie it again. Thank you for being here with me today. I hope you are enjoying my witchy videos. I sure enjoy doing them for you. I really appreciate you guys. We hit 4,200 subs the other day. I'm so happy. And that's thanks to all your support and your comments and your sharing. I really appreciate it. So here's my reveal. See, I brightened it up a little bit so the colors don't quite look exactly the same as they do in person, but that daggone cat, so hard to see him. But he's pretty cool. Stupid crackle. Sometimes it just doesn't want to work. And there's my little frame picture. Simple but really pretty. And I don't know what to call this exactly. Come back and see me. Don't forget to like and share and all the things. Bye.